Oh, no kidding.
Hello, boss.
Hello, Marty.
Cavanaugh wants to see you.
What is it, Chief?
Joel Green is in the hospital.
Yeah, I was just telling Al I read it in
Yeah, too bad.
Too bad it wasn't fatal. It could have been with the right kind of workman. Sit down.
I've got to, I tell you. I've got the telephone.
Mr. Green, you can't phone anyone. Doctor's orders.
I must, I tell you, just once.
Mr. Green, you're a vamp.
Oh, I promise to obey all your orders from now on if you'll just let me talk to Johnny Cave. I must, I tell you, it's urgent.
Very well. Just this one call, but no more. Plug in the telephone for Mr. Green.
Department of Weights and Measures. Oh, yes, Mr. Green. No, Mr. Green. I'm positive he isn't in because there was a call from Mr. Cave just a minute ago from the city prosecutor. Yes, Mr. Green. As soon as he comes in, I'll tell him you want him. Yes, I will. And take care of yourself. And don't worry.
Hello? Have you located Mr. Cave? Well, please keep trying. I'll call back later.
Where is Mrs. Gordon's room, please?
212, second floor.
Thank you.
Dr. Richards, please. First hall to your right, third door. Information desk. Yes, Dr. Richards. She's on her way up now.
Oh, pardon me. I'd like to see Joel Green, please.
Sorry, but Mr. Green is not permitted to have visitors.
Well, will you please tell him Johnny Cave called?
Mr. Cave. Oh, I've been trying everywhere, Mr. Cave. Please go right up. Mr. Green is in room 612.
612? Thank you.
Sounds like telling you, Johnny, I was ganged. I was crossing the car track. Suddenly, the automobile ahead of me stopped. I jammed on the brakes. The machine ahead started away just as the streetcar hit. When I came to, I recalled a face. One of the men in the car ahead looked back just before the crash.
You recognize him?
I think he's one of the gang.
Cavanaugh's.
Yeah, Marty Cavanaugh.
Mm-hmm. I never met that mug, but I'm going to make it my business to before long.
No, you're no longer in the prize ring. Remember, you're in the Department of Weights and Measures.
I'd like to take his measure.
Well, I'm going to give you a chance. But the department wants evidence, not brawls. Oh, they tell me I'll be here for weeks. I'm going to make you chief deputy.
Me?
Yes, in my place. I know I can depend on you, Johnny.
Thanks, Mr. Green. Glad you think so.
It's all right. Remember now, keep your head on your shoulders and your fists in your pockets.
Yeah, I'll be subtle.
Well, you will have to be. This Cavanaugh's plenty dangerous.
Yeah, we'll take all the bite out of him. Then our trouble will be over, huh?
Cavanaugh's just a preliminary. The main bout's yet to come. There's someone higher up.
Who?
Wish I knew.
Your visitor's time is up, Mr. Green.
I'll just leave it. Well?
Now remember, Johnny, don't let that fist drift against anybody's chin.
Oh, don't worry. It won't. You should be able to play that next time I see you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, sir.
Hello? Janet? You got a luncheon date, babe.
When and with whom?
Today, with the guy you're going to marry. Remember?
Vaguely. Name, please. Oh, Johnny Cave. Well, of course. A great guy. He told me so himself.
You wouldn't doubt him, would you? Same place, 12:30. And don't be late.
What? Me late? Well, I like that, of all the nerve. What are you talking about? I'm usually the one that has to stand around waiting 20 minutes for you to show up.
All right. But you heard me. Don't be late. Red hot. I'm just pinch hitting for Joe Green while he's in the hospital. Now, you know, without my mentioning any names, who put him there. And why? Because he wouldn't take orders from anybody except the people who trusted him. He knew what it meant to cheat the housewife. Of course, it doesn't sound like much, chiseling just a few ounces of meat on the pound or a few potatoes out of the sack. But understand this. 40% of the American income is spent on food. And if people are cheated out of only 5%, in 1 year, that adds up to more than the war debt. Now, it's a big job. Big racket we're fighting. People on the other side of the fence have a great deal at stake. And they want to make it very tough for you. So if there are any of you who are a little bit afraid to tackle it, now's the time to walk. Thanks. That makes it unanimous. Now, here's a neat little gadget. And one of the latest. Here we have a 2-pound weight. Put on the scale. It still weighs 2 pounds. Watch the hand. But very tough on the housewife. And you'd be surprised. The name of some of the stores who use this little profit booster to advantage. Now, that brings us to a very delicate point. Practically every time you make a pinch, you're going to be offered a bribe. Now, some former deputies have taken bribes. There's your answer. All right, boys. Now, Cullen, Hawkes, and Barnes, take the stockyard detail, huh? You, Morris, there's one left for you, a new man. Show him around. Huh?
Okay, pal.
You were late.
That I was. I'll not dispute you. I was late. But do you know where I was? I was around to all the newspapers to see if they knew that you were the new chief deputy.
Mm-hmm. Where are you from?
Well, I was born on the Great Blasket Island off the southwest coast of Ireland. But I lived most of my boyhood in a little bit of a village outside of Foxburg, County Mayo.
Mm-hmm. Not the type of the kosher markets. I think I better take him myself.
You can keep him.
I didn't get your name.
Patrick James Aloysius Haley.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll just call you Aloysius.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. I've got a lot of complaints about this one. Oh, Aloysius, I think I'll buy some strawberries.
Yes, sir.
How much are they?
25 cents.
Mm-hmm. Are they fresh?
Fresh, and every berry is picked for its size.
Mm-hmm. I'll take a box.
Yes.
You know, there's a saying in Ireland that it's all right to pick the berries, but you must never cut down the vines, because under the vines live all the good fairies. And if you cut down the vines, you do away with their power to do good for you.
Uh-huh. That's very interesting. But there are no strawberries in Ireland.
Oh, no, I could swear I saw some at the county fair as I remember.
I think I'll buy 5 pounds of sugar.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. 5 pounds of sugar, please.
Right.
How much is that?
28 cents.
There you are, even money. Well, Aloysius, what do you want for supper?
Oh, I don't know. It's something that would stick to your ribs. I've got an appetite for corned beef.
And I've got a reason for chicken. How about a nice stewing chicken, about 6 pounds?
Okay. There you are, 6 pounds right on the head. Wrap it up.
Let me see it.
A lump of lead.
The hand just laid it. Here, hold that.
Say, what's the idea? You get... Oh, Miss Reedy, Miss Reedy.
Mm-hmm. Very cute. Falls in the sawdust, make no noise at all. Not bad, not bad.
What is it? What is it?
Lead poisoning.
Well, how do you suppose those got there?
I think your guess is as good as mine. Let me have that sugar. Mm-hmm. 4 1/4 pounds. I paid for 5.
Well, I can't understand that.
We're going to do our best to help you. Strawberries. You haven't missed any bets, have you?
How about buying that bird back for $50, huh?
Oh, it'll be a waste of money. He's spoiled by the time he got out of jail. Hold on to that, Aloysius. That's evidence.
It'll not leave my hands.
Give me that chicken. I'm not falling now. No, give me that. You hate me. Give me that. Oh, you will, will you? Oh, you will. Huh?
Here's the rest of it. I'm all out of wind.
For the first time in your life. Now hold on to that. And another move out of you and I'll pin your ears back. Come on.
Yes, sir. Fill it up. 5. Yes.
Did I never tell you about the giant causeway? There were big giants on Ireland, so big they stood on the top of mountains and they threw hills at each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were the leprechauns, little people no bigger than your thumb, and you could see them walking around.
Then my grandmother used to tell me about Lucifer the devil, who had one big knee and one little knee. Did you ever see that?
Oh, many's the time.
Thought so.
That'll be 93.
This is a company car. I'll need a receipt.
Okay, just a minute.
This is our last job before lunch. I've got a date with my girl.
Take us at the Echo Cafeteria. It's a new place.
No, not a chance. You go to the Ritz today. This is a celebration. An event.
Oh, I see. How much did you have in there?
Not a drop. The car's tank is divided inside. One to run on, and the other to measure 5 gallons.
Oh.
Just as I thought, a little over 4 gallons. All right, thanks. You were warned about this violation last summer. Now you draw a summons.
Oh, wait a minute, fellas. Wait a minute. Listen. Can't I give you the fine and save me the trouble of going downtown? Oh, come on. What about $20?
Ah, save it. You need it for the fine. Put a tag on that and put it in the car, huh?
Why, you...
Did you break your hand?
Oh, no. Promise.
Janet, make out a check for $1,000 for the midnight mission and mail it right away.
Thanks again, Mr. Cagney.
Well, not at all. My pleasure. Goodbye, Mr. Marvin.
Oh, Mr. Canning, would it be all right if I attend to this after lunch? I have a date with my boyfriend.
Of course.
Oh.
Run along. The check can wait.
Thank you, sir.
Johnny Cave, dear, you're 5 minutes late, honey.
Oh, you're very lucky. I've kept others waiting for days.
Well, anytime you want to go back to those others. Perfectly all right with me.
Mm-hmm. My best friend gets hit by a streetcar, winds up in the hospital, civil war in Spain, and earthquakes in Japan, and now you wear that hat.
What's the matter with this hat?
It embarrasses me.
Embarrasses you.
Yeah, I feel as though I had it on.
Well, I'll wear it if I like it, and I like it. Where shall we eat?
We're going to the Ritz.
We're not going to the Ritz. We're going someplace that fits our purse.
Sweetheart, this is a celebration.
We're not going to the Ritz.
A fine way to talk to the chief deputy.
We're not going to the Ritz.
For the first time since I've known you, you're going to do as I say. We're going to the Ritz.
Spinach?
Some beans. Fine thing. Deputy Chief of Weights and Measures. Pushing a tray.
You skipping that spinach?
I certainly am.
Another portion, please.
Fine way to talk to a chief deputy. Say, would you care for some nice spinach from Chief Deputy?
What are you mumbling about? Pot roast.
Joel Green's in the hospital.
No.
Yeah, automobile accident.
Oh, that's too bad. Anything serious?
Serious enough to keep him there for several weeks.
Oh, I'll have to send him some. Well, that puts you in charge.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, I was going to get her out with me eventually.
That means a great deal more responsibility.
Come on, move along. You're holding up the line.
Oh, I beg your pardon, but my mother was just telling me what to eat.
Jello. 2.
No Jello, apple pie.
No apple pie. Jello.
I was going to have lunch at the Ritz, but it's so much more sociable here. Yes, it's very sociable.
I put your money in the bank yesterday.
Yeah?
Uh-huh. I've got a surprise. I picked out the wedding ring. Just a plain gold band, but lovely.
I've got my eye on a swell little sparker. It'll set us back only...
Yes, just a bedroom set and all the kitchen furnishings. No, we can't afford it, Johnny. I'll wait.
Well, now, since you're making all the decisions, when are we going to make the leap?
I've been thinking about that, too. What do you say? 3 weeks from Saturday.
3 weeks from Saturday? That's 2 more paydays. We'll be in swell shape.
Aren't you glad I made you save, Johnny? Now we have enough to furnish a cozy little apartment on the installment plan, but it's
On
just...
the installment plan? It's a racket.
With you, everything's a racket. Everybody's a burglar, everybody's a crook. You don't believe in philanthropy. You don't believe in public spiritedness. You don't even believe in men like Mr. Canning.
All I know about Mr. Canning is he's your boss.
Oh, Johnny, you're hopeless. What would you do if I said Joel Green was a dishonest...
You say you were cockeyed. He's as honest as the day is long.
Well, that's just the way I feel about Mr. Canning. And I should know. I've been with him many years. I was with the firm years before he made me his private secretary.
All right. Nothing, baby.
I love you, too.
Oh!
Oh, Mr. Haley,
Yes, Mom.
I wonder if I could have a little information for my private client.
Why, certainly.
Are you married?
Well, not yet.
Any children? Oh, how silly.
Yes. I mean, no. Do you want my number?
I've got your number.
You've got my...
Oh, Mr. Haley, I wonder if by any chance you happen to be going my way.
Well, which way are you going?
The only thing is, I live at 191st Street.
There's a very funny thing now. I'm going within 2 blocks of it.
Oh, fine. Will you hold my mirror, Mr. Haley?
Yes.
Haley. Haley, that's such a lovely name. It has a certain ring to it.
Did I ever tell you the history of the Haleys?
No.
You know, Charlemagne, the emperor of the whole West, he was the first Haley. And one of the kings of Ireland, he was a Haley. Do you know that I am the first son of the first son of the first son for 600 years, straight down to...
Haley Selassie.
Yes.
Hey, it's 10 after 6 and we don't pay overtime.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
And on time.
I'm always on time, except when I...
Good night, Aloysius.
Don't be working too hard, Johnny. I always say a fella isn't happy unless he enjoys his work. And the only way to enjoy your work is to do a very little of it. Except, of course, in the case where you have something to do which you can't put off. In which case, you can always quit your job because you say...
Good night, Aloysius. Good night, Hazel.
Good night.
Take good care of yourself.
Don't worry about her. She knows all the answers.
Sure I do, if you'll stop talking long enough for me to use them. Come on.
You're Johnny Cave, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm Marty Cavanaugh, district leader of the 7th. I figured we ought to meet. We've got a lot of things in common.
Oh, won't you come in, Mr. Cavanaugh?
Just plain Marty to you, Johnny.
What can I do for you?
Not a thing, kid. Not a thing.
No.
Thanks. I came over here to do something for you. How about coming into my club? Our organization can use young fellows like you.
No, thanks. I don't think the boss likes us to belong to political clubs.
Well, you've got your own future to look out for. Why, you might get to be a district leader like me.
I couldn't dress the part.
We'll fix it so you can afford to dress this way.
Very nice.
Cave, a friend of mine spoke to me about you. He thinks very highly of your ability.
Yeah, that's fine. Sit down.
He asked me very particularly to do something for you. How about deputy leader at $200 a month? And that's just a start, you understand? Now listen, you can...
Just a minute. What's on your mind?
Well, I happen to have a summons here that you gave Edie of the Paradise Market.
And you want me to forget it?
That's the idea, kid. You do us something, and we'll cut you a nice little slice of cake.
No, thanks. I don't want some.
What are you being so noble about? Going around with a chip on your shoulder. Listen, this stuff is all unimportant. A grocer or a butcher charges a woman 3 or 4 cents more than she's supposed to pay. So what? She never misses it. Look, I'll show you what I mean. You got 3 pennies? For what? Come on, get it.
Yeah?
3 pennies. Now, just to prove that they don't mean a thing. See? You've lost 3 pennies. You don't miss them, do you?
Well, that all depends. I'll show you what I mean. See? You lost a hat. You don't miss it, do you?
Now listen, Johnny. We can do things for you or to you.
You mean you'll do to me what you did to Joe Green?
Now take it easy.
Now listen. I'll turn the heat on for anybody who threatens my men or tries to slip money out of my desk blotter. It's a one-way street, Cavanaugh. And if you start up, you want to meet me down.
Let him have it, boys. He wouldn't listen to reason.
Hello, Red. Move over, kid. Well, where do you think you're going?
We're going your way.
No, he ain't. He's going our way.
That's right.
Well, what are we waiting for? Come on, let's get it over with.
We just sit here and think. Try thinking, Red.
Are you trying to commit suicide?
You don't mind if I stretch, do you?
Don't get nervous, Red. That ain't for us. That's for some mug what's breaking the law.
11 even. Come on, we roll. I don't like that penny on you. Put this little model on.
For what? Put it on.
Who told you guys to do all this?
A little boydie kid, the first black boy to spring.
What happened? Ah, just a drunk. Why, you know that I tell you that. Don't you see the liquor splashed all over him? Why, he's been drunk while he's been driving.
Sure,
I'll call the ambulance. You ain't hurt half as bad as I hoped you were.
Oh, boy, the bad guys.
Oh.
Guy with red hair, wearing a plaid overcoat, pulls a hole up, and it's news to you, huh?
Yeah, and a gun is found in your pocket.
Come on, say something.
What do you want me to say? I'm telling you I was framed. They poured liquor all over my clothes, hit me over the head, and left me lying in the gutter.
You said that 14 times.
And I'll say it 14 more.
Ah, we're getting nowhere fast. Bring in the complainant.
Why, hello, Johnny. What are you doing here?
That's your man.
Is this the fellow supposed to have stuck me up?
Yeah.
Well, this ain't the guy. He's a friend of mine. How are you, Johnny?
What?
Sure, Johnny Cave, Chief Deputy of Weights and Measures.
What about the red hair and that coat?
Well, you can't arrest a guy for having red hair. Besides, that isn't the coat. The one the stick-up wore was an entirely different color.
How about this gun?
Well, Cave's got a permit, ain't you, Johnny? You ought to quit wearing that coat, Johnny. A coat like that is bound to get you in trouble. Should be a lesson to you. This reminds me of the story of the guy who, right after the wedding, socked his bride in the jaw. Then he says to her, "That's for nothing. Now be careful."
Your head feel better?
A lot better.
Really?
That did more good than all the aspirin.
You know, Johnny, in a way, it's your own fault.
What?
That chip on the shoulder complex. No, you can't go around stepping on people's toes and expect them to like it. You're too aggressive. It's that Irish.
What's the matter with the Irish?
I didn't say anything was the matter with the Irish.
You did, too.
I did not. There you go, scrapping at the first opportunity. There's no sense in trying to be nice to you. Let me tell you something, Johnny Cave. If you don't want to listen to people...
All right.
May I call your attention to this charming love scene?
Look, darling, I've got to be at the mayor's office in about 5 minutes. Pick out anything you like. But be sure to get me something I can put my feet on. Bye.
What have you got for feet?
A footstool.
Yes?
I got a call from the mayor. Her name is Cave.
Oh, Mr. Cave. I'm sorry, but His Honor has been unavoidably detained. Won't you ever see?
Can't wait. Got too many important calls to make.
Oh, Mr. Cave, His Honor is very anxious to see you. Won't you please wait in here? His Honor is on his way now to the new bridge. He made the dedication speech.
Who wrote it for him?
Oh, Mr. Cave. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, girl.
Thank you. Thanks. Mr. Cave is waiting for you.
Oh, fine. Don't let anyone disturb me, Helen. Ah, Mr. Cave. I'm glad you came. I've good news for you. Mr. Cave, I want to congratulate you on your record. Since you've been with the Department of Weights and Measures, your name has become a synonym for honesty. Past year shows an increase of 53% in the number of arrests. I ascribe such a showing to your untiring efforts. It's superb.
Colossal.
Precisely. Now, we wish to reward you properly. We're appointing you to the Governor's Tax Commission as special investigator. The appointment carries a salary almost double your present one.
That's very nice, Your Honor, but you see,
Now, as a much older man, one who's devoted most of his life to the service of the Commonwealth, I advise you to accept. We have great need of a man of your caliber, Mr. Cave, in the Tax Commission. Great need. As has often been said, necessity is
the mother of suspension?
Levity, Mr. Cave? Poorly taken, I think.
Sorry, Your Honor. I'm very grateful for this opportunity, but I can't take it at this time.
I'm afraid this position can't wait.
Oh, what's the use of trying to be subtle? May as well be myself. Now, look. I'm staying in the department, and there's not going to be any fix. I know I'm treading on a lot of toes in this organization, and I also know that the boys want me out of the way.
That's a bold statement, Mr. Cave. I'm sure you don't mean it.
I mean it. And you can tell Mr. Marty Cavanaugh, who instructed you to call me, that I said so.
Are you suggesting that Mr. Cavanaugh dictates the policy of this office?
What do you think?
Get Abel Canning on the phone.
Yeah? Uh-huh.
An arrogant, swell-headed troublemaker. Definitely dangerous. Must be stopped.
Never mind. We'll find a way. How about 18 holes in the morning? Right.
I see the sudden notice of my...
I'm afraid you objected a bit too strenuously, Mrs. Ogilvie.
Mr. Cave, we were being cheated. And for a long time, the deliveries were always far short of what we were compelled to sign for.
Well, don't fret. You're not going to lose your job. You're needed here, and you belong here. My department will see to it you stay here if you just cooperate with us.
I'll do anything you ask.
All right, that's all we want.
Now, stay right where you are. That's fine. Now, come over here. We're going to take another picture over here. Right over here. Up here. There you are. Now, you stay there, and you stay there. Now smile, and look at the birdie. There you are. That was fine.
Improving the shining hour, Aloysius?
And that I was. I've got everything covered as far as pictures are concerned. And here's a list of every bit of groceries that come off at the top.
That's all of it, Joe. Yeah, sign the dotted line. I gotta get going. Hey, where do you get that stuff?
Keep your shirt on. I want to see if your boss can count up to 10. There seems to be a bit of a difference, Mrs. Ogilvie, between the items receipted for and those delivered. At least 50%.
Of course, there always is.
Wait a minute. I want you to sign this.
Not me, Snooper. You want to get my job?
You sign, and I'll give you a chance to think it over in a cage. Yeah, right there. That goes for you, too. Don't sign with an X. Hi, Ma, honey.
Johnny, what are you doing here?
Just dropped in to make a call.
During office hours, you know better than that.
Oh, now what can you do with a guy that's in love? Want to get a look at you.
What happened at the mayor's office?
Offered me a job.
Good one?
On the governor's staff, lots more dough.
Johnny, how wonderful.
Oh, I don't know.
Johnny Cave, you're not going to pass up an opportunity like that. Sounds like your real chance. Think what it means to you, to us.
Janet. Goodbye. Goodbye, Mr. Canning.
Red Cave, you old palooka! I ain't put a lamp on you since we fought those 15 rounds in Jersey City.
Glad to see you, Pete. Hey, getting kind of soft, aren't you?
Oh, I've been taking it easy. I'm going to take it even easier. You know, I sold my breweries and bootleg skills to some stock manipulators. They're going to make theirs running the stock up and down. The dirty crooks.
What are you doing here?
I come up to get a passport. I'm going to England. I want to play around with them dukes and their ritzy dolls. You know, drink tea, chase foxes. Hey, why do they chase foxes?
It's supposed to be sport.
And I'm going to skip it. I don't want to be a sport. I'm going to be a gentleman. I got 3 million smacks in cash, Red. Under different names in 22 banks.
Well, what's Canning got to do with it? Sending it to his bootmaker?
Bootmaker? But I went with boots. I ain't going waiting.
Oh, you came up to get a passport.
Yeah, Canning fixed it for me.
Nice.
Nice, for $5,000. He really ought to have done it for nothing. Listen, Red. In the last 5 years, I've paid Canning and his mom $1 million fixed money. I ain't squawking. You understand. I want a protection. They give it to me.
Yeah, but I didn't know that Canning took that kind of dough. Nobody ever caught him at it.
Nah, nobody's going to trip him up, Red.
But you never can tell, Pete. There's always that unnoticed banana peel.
Not him, Red. What are you doing up here?
Love. Canning's secretary's my girl. We're going to get married.
Well, congratulations, you lucky stiff.
Thanks. Oh, Janet, I want you to meet a friend of mine. This is Pete Reilly. Used to be in the leather business.
How do you do?
I used to give Red samples. I'm pleased to meet you. Got the finest guy in shoes.
I think so.
Say, I'm throwing a big party tonight at the Quillian. I got a whole floor there and a cage full of butlers. I want you both to come. Oh, it's going to be a swell blowout. With all the fancy trimmings. I'm going to make a speech, too.
I wouldn't miss that. What do you say, Donna?
Thank you, Mr. Reilly. We'll be there.
Great. 9:30. So long, you old palooka. And skip your dinner. I got $1,000 worth of fancy grub coming up.
Right. He made a speech over the radio once.
He spoke on the radio?
Yeah, he said, "Oh, Ma, it was good fight. I'm glad I won." My second told me about it afterwards.
Oh, I'm glad you're not prize fighting anymore. Listen, Johnny, about that job in the mayor's office.
Will you do something for me?
You know I'll do anything I can.
Now, if I prove to you that this boss of yours is not the shining example of virtue he's supposed to be, will you do a little snooping for me?
John, how could you suggest such a thing?
What's wrong with it?
Oh, Mr. Canning, this is Mr. Cave.
Mr. Cave, Department of Weights and Measures? That's right. Well, I'm delighted to meet you.
Thank you.
Will you come in?
Thanks. I don't want to hold you up, Mr. Canning, if you're going someplace.
Not at all. Glad to have a chat with you. Sit down.
Thanks.
His Honor, the Mayor, we played golf yesterday. You sort of put him in a spot with the governor.
Oh, really?
Yes, indeed. He promised the old boy he could deliver just the man he wanted, and, well, you turned him down cold.
Oh, I'm sorry if I upset any of his plans.
I believe you're making a big mistake. My long experience prompts me to offer my advice. Of course, you can take it or leave it as you see fit, but I do believe you should give this opportunity further consideration. It is an opportunity, Mr. Cave, believe me, and one that might open the door, so to speak, to a very bright future. What do you say?
You really think I ought to do it?
I do indeed. Let me give the story of your acceptance to the papers.
Wait, no. Let me give it to him. I want to congratulate you, Mr. Canning, on your kindness to charity. I heard about your latest gift. No thanks. Murphy, please. Murphy? Johnny Cave, your Weights and Measures. Yeah, I've got a tip of a story for your afternoon edition. Hot? Well, here's your headline. Abel Canning steals bread from mouth of city's orphan. Collects your supplies, he never deliver it. Send a couple of men over to my office in about 20 minutes.
You wouldn't dare.
I gotta be going, Canning. Got an appointment.
You go through with that cave and you wish you never were born.
I'll see you in jail, Bread Snatcher.
How dare you talk like that to Mr. Canning?
Wait till you hear what the prosecuting attorney has to say to
Now
him.
listen here, Johnny.
Keep out of this, will you? I'm giving him the affidavit this afternoon. So long.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Cagney.
Don't be sorry for me. It's the young man who'll suffer. If he gives his blackmailing scheme to the papers, I'll... No. I won't have to do a thing. Public opinion will force him out of office. He'd be lucky if he escapes a jail sentence.
Johnny, you're wrong, I tell you. You don't know Mr. Canning like I do. He's a fine man. Well, he's done everything for me. Put me through business college, gave me this job. Well, he's been like a father to me. No, Johnny, you're mistaken. Well, don't do anything I can't forgive you for.
You won't have to forgive me for anything, baby. I know what I'm doing. I've got... Is that the story?
You bet.
Print it.
Thanks, Mr. Cave.
Thanks, Johnny.
Got your car filled out.
City Prosecutor's Office speaking. Ask Johnny Cave to send down all the papers on the Canning case right away.
Just a moment, please. Mr. Cave, the prosecutor's office wants the evidence on the Canning case. Shall I take the papers down?
Tell him I'll bring them down myself in a couple of minutes.
Mr. Cave says he'll bring them down himself in about 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Anybody asks me, I'll be back in about a half hour.
All right.
All right, buddy. I twist my stem. Give me a hand, will you?
Let me get the other side.
Yeah.
Hello? Yes? Nice work, Burton. Bring him over here right away.
Thinking things over, Mr. Canning. I made a bad deal. 500 ain't enough for them papers. They're worth a lot more to me. Oh, I should say about $5 grand.
$5 grand? You weren't taking any chances. Not with me behind you. But you're taking chances now.
Yeah? Well, get a load of this. I'm not going to have one of them sudden accidents. Because a pal of mine will tell the city prosecutor where the papers are. No, it doesn't interest me, Mr. King. It's $5 grand or I'll peddle them papers someplace else.
Find anything yet, Pat? I gave you all the description I could. Well, it all happened so quickly. I was not completely dizzy. Still dizzy. Well, you do whatever you think best. As far as I'm concerned, you're the police department. Well, you keep digging through those pictures, and I'll be down in a little while. Yeah. Well. Time like this, you wear a hat like that.
It's worse than that, John.
What's this?
Your bank book. All your savings are there.
What's your department?
Not anymore.
Oh, no, darling, you don't mean
I
it.
mean, we're through. Finished.
Wait, listen, you've got to let me...
Tell it to the papers. I've listened to enough.
It's no use, Jim. You've hurt me. I begged you not to. But you wouldn't listen. You never listened. You're arrogant. You're stubborn.
We could never be happy together. I love you, but I'm going to get over it. And you...
Well, don't. I don't ever want to see you again.
Yeah.
How about this guy?
No.
Well, here's a big baby.
There's the guy, Pat. Built like a boxcar.
Joe Burton, alias Belden, alias Bilkowitz, ex-wrestler, 4 convictions.
That may be the answer to an orphan's prayer. Get this guy for me, will you, Pat? How long will it take?
Oh, I got to get Charlie, Joe, a couple of pigeons, a car. Take all of 20 minutes. Charlie, listen. You haven't got a thing on me, Hanlon, and you know it. You got a lot of crust pinching me and breaking the law. I can have you busted for this. Huh? That's quite a pull, eh, Joe? Yeah. Wait. Let me use that phone, and I'll get sprung out of this trap in 5 minutes. Plenty of time. Telephone girls will be on all night. You don't remember strong-arming this fellow this afternoon and stealing his papers. I never monkey with kids. Take it easy, Johnny. He'll talk or we'll keep him here till Christmas. 6 tickets for Marty Cavanaugh's political jamboree in the moonlight. Marty a friend of yours? Yeah, in a way. What about it? Nothing. Mike, take him downstairs a while. He's tired. He needs a little rest. You can't do this to me, Hanlon. I tell you, I've got an important date. Oh? Mike, on the way down, tell Mr. Burton the story of the lifer that wanted to know what time it was. Go on. But you see how much singing that canary did?
Yeah, so I noticed. Well, anyway, we've got his apartment address. I'd like to give it a quick frisk.
No, I was coming to that. Now, this is the only key here. Look at that. Mother must have given him that to tease on.
Well, thanks, Pat.
Take it easy now, Johnny, and be sure to examine the drain pipe. It's under the sink.
Can't fool me. I'll even look under his pillow.
Good luck.
And there aren't going to be any ifs or buts about it. I want Joe Burton released at once.
Well, I'll see what I can do about it.
You'll see about nothing. You'll do it.
Okay. Margie, get me Captain Hanlon on the phone, please.
Haven't got anything on him anyway.
And let Burton go. Orders from the boss.
Oh, that's all right. I didn't want Burton. I want those papers.
Think Burton still has them?
Certainly. That's where they got him out of here.
That's right. I'd like to give that mug another working over for the way he bawled me out for delaying it. Said he hardly had time to get his map scraped and massaged. He's going to that big blowout Pete Reilly's giving tonight.
Burton is going to Reilly's party?
Says he has an invite.
So have I. Just got time enough to get my glad bags on myself. I want to see Burton again.
Look out, Johnny. Burton's tough.
I found that out.
Duke's 20-room stone hut, and I'm settling down and enjoying myself. In a country where they got a proper respect for law and order.
That's what we need here. Proper respect for law and order. Why, you're forgetting so if you grab off $1 million, someone wants to clap you in jail.
They don't know what they're doing. Just when we get prohibition, all organized, and everybody's making a lot of dough with it, they repeal it.
That's right, Pete.
Well, you'll have to excuse me. I gotta say hello to the boys. I'll see you later.
So long, Pete.
How are you, Teresa? Hello, Teresa. How are you there? Good, you got everything you want? Oh, don't eat that roast beef. Get him some quail on toast. Hello, Clara. How are you? Glad to see you, Joe. Glad to like it. The Republicans in there. Why don't you go to the How are you? We're going to have some champagne. What do you say? Tuesday, I want you to come down and go.
We'll be all right.
Colonel, how are you? I'm glad to see you, Mrs. Van. Say those beauty specialists did a nifty on you. I'm glad to see you. Bring the girls in and have some champagne. Hello, Jimmy. How are you? And Tracy, how are you? I'm glad to see you. Well, how are you? Hello, how are you, Jerry? Glad to see you.
Well, you're doing fine.
Tim, I'm glad to see you. And Mrs. Tim. Say, I just left Mulvaney in at the bar. Why don't you go in and see him? Oh,
Hello, Mr. Bride.
I'll have to call you Janice. I'm glad you got here. The balloon goes up any minute. Where's Johnny?
Wasn't he here?
No.
Oh, I guess he was detained at the office.
I sure hope it won't be long. I was counting on Johnny.
Oh, pardon me. This is Mr. Parker, our host, Mr. Reilly.
Pleased to meet you, Plucker. How do you do? Well, folks, have a good time. There's plenty to eat and drink, and it's all free.
Thank you.
Step in the bar. You're sure to see somebody you know. Well, Red, I see you got here after all. Janet just told me it was detained.
Janet?
Sure, she just got here.
Alone?
With a fellow named Parker.
Oh, well, that's fine. Fine. Oh, Pete, I want you to meet Miss Hazel Scott, my secretary.
How are you?
And this is Patrick James Aloysius Haley. Anything he says, gospel truth.
Glad to have both of you with us tonight. Put your things in the cloak.
Thank you.
Come on and meet some of the boys.
I had a cousin in Brooklyn named Reilly. He was a streetcar conductor, or else he was a bricklayer. They had a goat, and they had 9 boys, and
they formed their own baseball team. I'll see you later, Aloysius.
Come over here, Red. I want to talk to you. Listen, what's your girl doing here with that dude?
Oh, we had a falling out. She got sore because I pegged that crooked boss of hers. Thinks he's a plume knight.
What knight?
She thinks he's on the level.
You mean Canning? That's a laugh.
Not to me, it isn't.
Red, it's a serious rap they're trying to hang on you. If they make it stick, you're in for a stretch. Now, why don't you let me go in and see him and straighten it out? I talk Canning's lingo. A couple of guys.
Say, you got a guy here named Burton.
Yeah, he's an ex-wrestler.
Yeah, we had a bout this afternoon on the City Hall stairs, and he got the decision. Then he frisked me for some papers, all the evidence I had on Canning.
Hey, that's dirty. I'll tear his ears off.
No fireworks. Let me handle this my own way. Mister, I'm going to have a look around.
Okay, Red. Now, if you need me, call on me. I'll be here all night.
Fine, all right.
Pretty, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Let's go over there.
Why, surely. Cigarette?
No, thank you. This is a grand party, isn't it?
Yeah. I never saw so many people crowded together in one spot since the time I dropped a shilling piece in the public square in Edinburgh.
Get you something at the bar?
Not now. But you go. I'll be all right here.
Thanks, I'll be right back.
Uh-huh. Look at them. All sizes, weights, and measures.
How about having this first dance with me, Hazel?
Well-
We should move on. It's all right.
Certainly, but remember, he's your boss.
I couldn't forget that, could I, Hazel?
No, but you could try.
I hope you've heard that, Aloysius.
Not sitting here decorating the wall.
Thank you. I'm waiting for Mr. Parker. He'll be back any minute. Won't you sit down?
Thank you. Say, what's this runaround you're giving my pal?
Mr. Reilly, I'm not giving anyone a runaround. I'm just sitting here minding my own business.
I get it. You want me to mind mine. But this is my party, and I want everybody to be happy, especially you and Johnny.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd rather not discuss it. Besides, I don't think you'd understand.
It's my guess that maybe you don't understand Johnny. Don't you read the papers? This guy's in a jam. See all that beef on the hook? That guy Rose, your boyfriend, this afternoon, threw him for a loss of some papers. That left Johnny hanging to the ropes. Oh, hello, Parker. I was seeing that Janet wasn't too lonesome until he got back. I was sort of bringing her up to date on the day's doing. I gotta circulate. I'll see you later. Shall we dance?
There I was in the heart of the jungle, with a hippopotamus on this side, a leopard on the other. At my heels was a tiger, and right in front of me was a roaring lion. Well, I was in a pretty bad way.
Well, what happened?
What happened? I was killed.
Hello, Mr. Canning. I'm surprised to see you.
Well, when you gave me the invitation, Pete, I thought you meant it.
Sure I did, and you're as welcome as the flowers in July. Come on, I'll stick around and introduce you to some of the mob.
Oh, don't bother. I'll find my way about.
Okay, find yourself a spot to dance with. I'll see you later. And if you want a drink, flag a butler.
All right. May I see you a minute?
Yeah, sure. That's my banker, honey. Go powder your nose, will you? I'll be right back.
Maybe to hurt you?
No, that's all right. Wait till I see if my dress.
Everything all right?
Yeah.
Nothing to it.
Oh. Hello, Mr. Canning.
Janet.
I'd like you to know Mr. Parker. This is my boss, Mr. Canning.
Delighted, Miss Parker. You're in very good company. I agree with you, sir.
Thank you.
Wait a minute.
What happened to that big mug with a bit of blonde fluff?
You don't mean that guy that's been marching up and down my heels all evening, do you?
Yeah. Seen him?
No, not lately.
You can't scare me, Canning. It's $5 grand or no papers, and that's final.
It's a holdup.
Yeah? What do you call that little trick you had me?
You don't think I carry 5,000 around in my pocket?
I'll take a check made out to cash.
for the key to my apartment. That'll make it a legitimate business. Not that it makes any difference to me.
Hey, do you mind if I leave you here?
No, not at all.
Think you can find your way back to Haley?
I'll find him all right. I'll just before I go if I'm a little bit nutty.
I'll see you there.
Better let me go out first.
What's the night sitting right there? The left corner. I'm sitting right there.
I beg your pardon.
I'll take you. You're wrong. I had a ringside seat and I saw every blow. Cunning threw a wide right. Dempsey stepped in with a left to the stomach. I beat Johnny Cave the same way in Jersey City that time. Look, I'll show you in slow motion. Now bring up your right.
Still telegraphing, eh, Pete?
Why, you Johnny, I was telling him about the time I slapped you down in Jersey City. You know, you should have beat me that night. I was an old man then, but I was too smart for you.
Well, tell me what happened. I never did find out.
Well, you threw a wide right. I led with a left to the stomach.
Oh, no, I led with a left.
Oh, you threw a right, Johnny.
No, Pete. I led with a left.
With a right?
No, I'll show you. I led with a left, and you brought in a left, and I threw a right hand and missed.
Get back. Will you give me some air? Get this guy some water, will you, Pete? Now, where's that water? Oh. Oh, gee, I'm sorry, I'll just slip. Here, pull out that stool. Quick, Dave, a shot of scotch. One for me, too.
That's right, Pete. You take care of it, will you? I'll explain to him how it happened. I'll see you later. Hold down. Take it easy. Hold down.
Oh, Aloysius.
Yes?
Will you come here, please?
I was on the point of coming when you called. Excuse me.
Certainly know how to pick your spots.
You're just making comparisons, Hazel. My father always said you've got to know something about the weeds to appreciate a rose.
Well, let's get out of the garden and pay some attention to me.
Oh, yes. I was simply telling the girls how fortunate I was.
Just a minute, Hazel. Excuse us. Now, listen. You keep your eye on Burton. Tell Reilly not to let him out of here. I'm going to go to Burton's apartment. Jennings has the key. I'll explain later.
Excuse me.
Why, surely.
I beg your pardon. You're a friend of Johnny Cave's, aren't you?
And proud of it. Aren't you the girl he's going to marry?
Oh. I hope so.
Well, if your vote is Johnny's and mine, you might be elected.
Has he gone home?
No, he's gone out looking for a bit of trouble. He has a date with Mr. Canning at Mr. Burton's apartment. Which reminds me, I have a date with Mr. Burton. Excuse me.
I've been robbed.
Take it easy.
Come on, let me out of here. I've been robbed. I tell you, let me out of here.
Johnny wants Mr. Burton away from here, Mr. Reilly. It's very important.
Oh, yeah? Do you think you're big enough to keep
Hold
me?
your horses. You're staying right here. See that Mr. Burton doesn't leave the party. I want him to stay and enjoy himself.
That way, please.
Well, all right, come on, folks. Step up. Let's have something. Dave, quick.
Hello, police headquarters. And let me speak to Mr. Hanlon, please. Oh, well, Captain Hanlon left. Just say a friend of Johnny Cave's.
Tim fixed his joint clean. Couldn't find a thing.
That must be the closet.
Hand me a chair. Keep your eye on that door.
Cave, I believe. Department of Weights and Measure.
Yeah. Chief Deputy. Wouldn't it be just too bad if you were found here stiff and cold, shocked while committing burglary?
You haven't got nerve enough to use that rod on me, Cavanaugh.
Funny, I thought I had.
Take care of him till after I get rid of these.
Stop the parties at Reilly. Oh, Marty. And without a permit. Mike, I'm afraid we'll have to arrest Mr. Cavanaugh.
I'm afraid so.
Firebug in a high hat. Everything all right, Johnny?
Yeah. Kind of toasted around the edges, but it's all here.
I'm afraid we'll have to arrest you for, what'll it be, Johnny?
Oh, attempted arson.
Well, that'll do for now.
You can't arrest me. Let me have that phone.
Oh, no, it wouldn't be fair to Mr. Burton. He'd have to pay for the call. I send a man to pick him up. I think we'll have a little get-together, and Pete Reilly may send some sandwiches. Take good care, Mr. Canning, Mike. And don't bend him. Well, let's get going. Come on, Marty.
See you in a minute. Let me out of here.
Open that door, Johnny.
Now you're going to get what's coming of you.
You can't hit me. I'm under arrest.
Oh, no?
Come on, Johnny, open this door. Open this door. You can't beat up my prisoner. Unlock this door, Johnny. Unlock this door, or I'll break it in. As I finish this cigar.
Johnny, you didn't use the money we'd saved.
No, of course not. Here. See for yourself. It's all intact.
And how did you get the ring?
Bought it, of course.
But how?
On the installment plan.
But what about...
I know. It's a racket.
Oh, but Johnny. You darling.
May I call your attention to this charming love seat?